This is Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. So at the end of the last episode, my game crashed yet again. And here we are in roughly the same spot. There's been a small patch to the game that I downloaded today, which I'm hoping magically fixes everything. We'll see. After we talk to the soul of Otaro, the Lantern of Gone quest updated, and it says, "When I met Shoti, she told me about her prophetic dreams. I've noticed that with every soul Shoti harvests, she behaves a little more erratically, and now her dreams are getting worse. Her changing lucidity could become a cause for concern. I should check on her to see how she's doing," and it appears that she does want to talk to me. Let's see what this is about. Shoti sways on her feet, a soft, low moan easing from her throat. She rubs a thumb over worry-bitten lips. "Are you feeling okay?" Sweat trickles a line from her temple to drip from her chin. Her eyes are hazy, far off.
Watcher?
Slowly she swallows, throat working to bring her voice back, or to keep her meal down.
It's nothing but awakened terror. Soon to pass.
She shudders hard, coming back to herself.
You may want to aim away from our watcher there if it's gonna pass out of your mouth. Sorry. I know you're going through something there.
The air clears his throat.
You could call it something, all right.
She tilts her head, brow pinched, as if she can't tell if he's poking fun at her or not. You want to talk about it?
Now, there's no need for that. Unless...
She juts her chin to the right.
You see those shambling corpses, too?
At her hastily whispered words, the hair on the back of your neck stands on end. You glance around just to be safe, but there's nothing to be seen. Nothing unusual, anyway. Even in the direction Shoti's staring, affixed. What do you see? Number 2, yeah. So terrifying, much scary, oh noes. Knox Bluff. What do you see?
I see a body of stitched together parts and flayed flesh. It's got 3 heads and 4 stretched limbs. On each of its heads curves 3 white horns from above 3 blind eyes.
Palagina sneers and makes a dismissive gesture. Doesn't care for piety.
The beast is big as a mountain, and shambling toward us beneath the sun turns black as slow.
Her eyes roll skyward, and she teeters on her heels as if she's riding the cusp of a seizure. The lantern rattles in her grip. She exhales a sigh.
I know it ain't really there. Lately, it's been getting worse. Some nights I wake sweaty and shaking. Other times, I'm already awake. I got my eyes wide open, staring down the darkness, watching one lantern after another flickering out. And every soul looks so ripe, darn near rotten with a need for reaping.
What does that mean?
Dark days are coming for Kithkind. When the last light of hell burns out, the final harvest will be upon us.
Pallegina's feathers ruffle as she lets out a faint sigh. Again, she's not amused.
I think we might all die out.
A deep line crinkles between her brows.
But does Gon want me to stop it? Or to help?
Ragnarok is coming. We can relight the lanterns of hell, given enough time. All is not lost.
I sure hope you're right, Watcher. 'Cause if you're wrong...
Nervously, she jiggles her lantern, eyes lost in its flames.
No. I know you're right. Gon's chosen me. So until I figure out what's needed of me, I'll do my darndest to help you on your path.
She lifts her gaze to your face. Fimble, winter is upon us. You can feel it in your scrot.
We'll figure this out together.
Carefully, she slips her hand into yours. Your fingers easily entwine, palms pressing together so tight you can feel your heartbeats between you. Shoulders squared, she looks off into the distance. Is there anything we can do to alleviate your nightmares?
I'm carrying more souls than I've ever shepherded before. So, I don't know that it'll work this time, but used to be. When the dreams were riding me hard, I'd cleanse my soul before Gon.
Pallegina shakes her head and adjusts her clothing. She is sickened by all of this.
If we stop by the temple in Neketaka, I can perform the ritual. Please, I need the relief. It won't take more than a minute under Gon's statue, that's all.
Go do that then. Shodi's divine mission, coupled with the numerous souls she holds in her lantern, weigh heavily on her mind. I encourage Shodi to seek the light of Gon's lantern, of rebirth after death. Shodi struggles with the increasing burden of the many souls she's harvested for her god. She'd like to try a cleansing ritual before the carved statue in the Temple of Gon. She's hopeful it may lighten her darkening mental state. Well, her problems will all be gone if we do that.
Yeah? Tell me what's on your mind?
How are you feeling? Have you suffered any recent nightmares?
They're there in my head when I sleep, and sometimes...
Okay, that's what
I
she
can
always
taste 'em.
says.
Sure thing.
Certainly.
Wait in there and get some white flake. I mean obsidian flake. Fresh boot prints stir the mud. Oh. Skuldrak. We haven't fought those this game. In fact, are Skuldrak even what I'm thinking of? They're the bat people, right?
I did not kindly spell speak. I need to try something else.
Alright, I've decided I need to turn the game difficulty up. Also, level scaling thing not fixed by that patch. I'm changing it to veteran and we're gonna see how that goes. Because I just feel like it's too easy right now. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? Grub burrow? Pattern ear of a scolder. Larvae. A clutch of writhing larvae. Blind and hungry, they move instinctively toward any source of food. The version of this game's ancients if they actually rose up and attacked.
I can get it to spill its secret. It's done.
So this leads to the Skuldrak nest. And speaking of Skuldraks, grubs, ew. Look at these cave grublings, those are nasty. Cave grublings represent their species' developmental and midpoint, and the status they will hold for much of their life. The hardest workers, and therefore the most voracious eaters, cave grublings are not above devouring each other, or submitting to be devoured, to serve a colony in need. The latter stage of their life cycle is typically reserved for breeding and defense. Comforts and honors reserved for only those strong enough to endure this challenging and frenetic phase of growth. We fought rock-ass and ghouls a minute ago. Now we found Skuldraks. Skulders are large mammalian creatures that dwell in caves in total or near total darkness. As a result, they have poor vision and rely on their sense of hearing to navigate and find prey. The protrusions and hairs on their ears allow them to detect airflow, which is key to telling direction in an underground environment. They communicate through screeches and clicks, and use these vocalizations in a form of echolocation. They are communal creatures who will nest and raise young together. They have a wing buffet. Oh, that's delicious. They've got like hot wings, barbecue wings, garlic wings, some other kind of... They got a whole buffet of different types of wings. That's nice. A Skuldrak Screecher are kind of like Skuldraks, except they screech. I wonder if the levels of these things went up in my journal now that I raised the difficulty. I don't think so. Alright, well, going to a Skuldrak nest at this moment does not exactly seem like what I want to happen. Don't walk through the bodies. What?
Now here's the thing.
How come I can't actually click on that?
I shall look to whispers and shadows.
I got a mother of pearl. A pearl I found near mom. Why am I in stealth mode?
There's a woman!
Guess there's nothing in there. The bones are warm to the touch. Some magical mumbo jumbo is taking place here. You hear a faint melody near the statue. Wonder if we should mess with this. I'm saying yes, we should. A cracked stone face rises from the pool. Lichens clog the hollows under its brows and nostrils, and a pale glow plays along the undersides of its cheeks. As murky as it is, it's difficult to tell how deep it goes. You can barely see the statue's submerged shoulders. The rest is shrouded in darkness. Yet a smudge of light shines from the gloom. And you hear a faint musical sound from the depths. The melody ebbs and flows, rises and recedes. Scattered bones lie around the pool. They are clustered around the water's edge, and despite lying in the mud, they're perfectly white. Everything about this seems like it's dangerous. But you know, if you suggested there was a gem down there... Thought I would go swimming down. Inspect the pool. Inspect the bones. The bones are all gleaming white and whole, without a single notch or crack. They're also warm to the touch. You feel a pulse running through them and quickly draw your hand back. Oh, this seems like a terrible idea. Dive toward the light. Obviously, it's gonna be a dare. Adair leaps into the pool and swims down. The water is surprisingly warm, with an oily texture and a brackish flavor. Why is he tasting it? Yet as Adair paddles deeper, the water grows colder. The light in the depths becomes brighter and sharper, and a strange melody murmurs through the water. As the mysterious source grows closer, muck clogs Adair's eyes and a strong current pushes back. Despite the effort, Adair fights through the current, sustained by a deep breath and strong lungs. Adair reaches the source of the light and music, a glowing conch in the statue's open hand. Music flows from it, as rich and deep as a baritone. Adair hovers above it, lungs just beginning to ache. At first, the conch is stuck in place. With a little effort, Adair pries it from the statue's palm. It comes free with a pop, and the radiance and music fade. Adair pushes off from the statue and swims despite the pain swelling in his chest. Adair kicks toward the dim glow of the surface. We got the Cornet of Depths. Now we have both of them. Adair emerges and climbs out of the pool, enjoying deep breaths of the dank cave air. You hear rattling. The bones by the pool grind and snap together. Several skeletons rise from the mud. I suppose they're not here to be friends with us, huh? Alright, I don't think this is a fun trade between friends situation. Got one of them on me. And I'm engaged. Don't engage me, bro. Okay, I got him off me. Where the fuck are they going? They're up there fighting some dude up there. Nice. Good job, dominated foes. Hey, you know, it'd be cool is if he didn't stand there in the pool doing nothing. Just throwing that out there as a crazy concept. Bump on a pickle.
That dog won't hunt.
I really appreciate my other party members' extreme usefulness right now.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Got to try something else.
What the fuck are you two doing?
Try something else.
Crit for 34. Good job. Apparently we're still in combat or some shit. I think because there's like a mage or something standing up here. Now are we out of combat? Yes, we are. Skeletal Wizard's Grimoire. Aloth, you can have that. Well, that didn't seem so bad on this difficulty. We got the Cornet of Depth, so we have both of the cornets. This conch is inscribed with the wave and crescent symbol of Andra. The tip has been sawn off and fitted with a silver mouthpiece. When you hold it to your ear, you hear crashing waves and the faint sound of a woman singing. Okay, this is the way that we came from in the beginning. Essence battery. The shit. What's an essence battery? Grub burrows. Cave grubs. Cave grublings. Oh! There's a big old grubule. Let's puppet master that thing. Now let's get in here and dire blessing the home team. What are the rest of y'all doing? So, Aloth, did you maybe want to have a battle with us? Fun battle between friends. Pyrite and some Azada Nui shells. This apparently leads to the old city ruins. A burrow twists into darkness. Various plant stuffs.
It shall open to me. Finished. I shall make it.
Some antidotes and some obsidian flakes. We just found some anecdotal evidence. Or something. Anecdotal evidence, Josiah? I don't know what to do with this thing. Should I just destroy it? It appears that I can. Or should I leave it alone? I think for now, let's leave it alone. Because we don't know what it does. Uh-oh, everything just kind of locked up. This is new. Okay, that's not good. Here we go with the curses. So now Adair's got some fucking curse on him that will not go away until we rest. Sigil of Nightmares, Essence Batteries. Alright, I want you
Indeed.
to come over here and kill this thing. Now I want you to kill this thing. Immune? It's immune to piercing and slashing. Okay, that's fine. She can't do it. Aloth?
Indeed.
Light this fucking thing up.
Lavaru beyond seek. There's our weapon.
It just reflected the missiles back on him! Oh, Sigil of Nightmares, you got jokes. Alright, let's see how it feels about a necrotic lance.
Lavaru beyond seek. That's it.
It doesn't like that.
Lavaru beyond. There's our weapon.
Aloth just killed himself. Okay. That's good. Good job, Aloth. Now he has bruised ribs, minus 20 fortitude. What if you just attack it with your fucking destructive channeling thing?
There's our weapon.
Now we're talking.
Lavaru beyond seek.
No! Do not cast a spell! You do not have fucking authorization for that. Attack with your stupid thing, and that's all.
There's our weapon. There's our weapon. Yeah.
Good. So now he has a curse, but it's not too bad because he's only got one stack of it. It's not great for a tank to be losing 2 points of deflection whenever he's damaged. It's not great at all, but
Of course.
where's the old man with the bad legs that wants you to get the conscious? I can't find him. Thought he was in the gullet. Nah, when you're in the narrows, going through on the storybook thing, the little maze before you get to Delver's alley or whatever it's called, there's one place you'll find that's got some Svef on the ground outside of it and 2 like thugs guarding it. He's in that door.
Yes?
Ooh, we got phantoms and shadows. Okay, let's all not run ahead into sigil territory. I want everybody to back the fuck up. Alright, now y'all can do whatever you want. Now, are these things immune to being... No, they're not immune. Ooh, a wraith. Alright, one of them has been calmed the fuck down. Let's calm this one the fuck down, too. What the fuck is Adair doing? Oh, the Wraith teleported him over there. Alright, well, he can handle his own. My major concern is Adair running back down through here and getting 42 stacks of shit from that thing. We need to destroy this fucking thing. No. No. We're not gonna do the thing where everybody runs through the sigil. Adair will be fine. Maybe. Alright, who can hurt this thing? We know he can with his... It seems to reflect spells.
Of course. Yeah. That's it.
Destroy this thing.
There's a weapon.
Adair's having a good time. I have a question about Adair's situation. Oh god, that Curse of Nightmares thing stacks! So now he's down to 1 resolve. Okay, that's not good. That's a bad, bad curse. Okay, there, you're gonna need to pop that second wind.
There's a weapon. There's a weapon.
Adair, you're gonna need to pop one of these potions. Alright, now that that's destroyed, the rest of the team can come help. There, I'm gonna need you to leap the fuck out of there. Now. Let's get to work here.
No. Cannot do
Won't show him the feather yet.
Alright, Eothas should not be the one that's in fucking melee here. I'm getting wrecked. And Aloth is down. Yeah, Fourth Deadlight was cool. Where the fuck is this thing going? Alright, well that was like the toughest fight we've had so far. Phantoms. We've read about. Shadows. We've read about. But Wraiths. The Wraith was a real pain in the ass. Abduction. I don't like that. Would it reflect skywriting? Probably. It would make you skywrite the opposite of the thing you meant to skywrite. Fourth Deadlight mission, yeah, Fourth Deadlight was cool. This dungeon is super huge. Wraiths are spirits that have remained behind after an especially violent life or death. The widespread violence endemic to the Deadfire archipelago, warfare, constant raiding, propagates them at an alarming pace. Wraiths hunger for living essence, and they will attack any kith near at hand to acquire it. Though seemingly mindless in their aggression, they are clever enough to fragment groups, snatching up and isolating their victims so they can feed upon them one at a time. Faint ethereal wisps of soul energy made manifest. I still don't know what these things are. Like what they're for, what they do. If it benefits me to destroy them.
Certainly.
Maybe they're just like the magical equivalent of exploding gunpowder barrels. Essence Blast.
I can get it to spill its secrets. There we are.
Obsidian Flake. Obsidian Flake quickly becoming the new White Flake. So the bad news is Aloth is now jacked. Has bruised ribs and frostbite. He can take one more wound, but then if he takes another one after that, he's permanently dead. So we're gonna get out of here and rest pretty soon. The fuck is this guy?
Wait! I'm not looking for trouble. Not anymore, I mean. And I've not got a weapon on you. See?
He raises his hands to show his sword is sheathed.
It's just, you're the first body I've bumped into in days that's actually breathing. I mean, could it be you're delving for forgotten treasures? Same as me? I followed you. Just a ways. Hoped you were trudging toward an egress. Then the undead spewed up, and I thought you would die. Yet you cracked them like they were nothing.
His boots are slicked with grime, his clothes are filthy and rumpled from several days' wear, and his neck and hands are smeared in places with mud. A pack rests at his heels, empty enough to have flopped into itself. It likely carries no more than his dwindling supplies. You're a treasure hunter.
Right? And a successful one, usually.
He half smiles, a hesitant, abashed spread of his lips.
I'm loath to admit it, but look, I'm too desperate not to. I've found not a single trinket and no end to this pit since I first crawled down. I thought to follow the rivers out, but the caves are crawling with grubs.
How did you even get down here? Didn't you think it might be dangerous? He cants his head to one side, a knowing glint igniting his dark eyes.
I might ask the same to you, friend. Not everyone longs to die in their own bed. I thought I'd have more time. You haven't found a way out of here, have you?
What was your escape plan when you first ventured into the pit?
I scaled down from the cliffs, but midway, the rocks turned slick.
He scratches at a patch of dried muck on the side of his neck. There's no climbing back up. So what else then?
Best bet's the rivers at the base of the pit. They flow beneath the outcrops, so they must dump into the sea. The trouble's been reaching the base. The western caves wind downward, but they're riddled, infested. Walking them's not been safe.
How long have you wandered down here?
I packed provisions enough for 2 weeks. Started rationing when things looked grim after the first odd days. I don't know beyond that. He eyes the ripped toe of his boot as he scuffs it against a stone beneath his feet. Andra's lure seems hardly worth it now. Suppose I fell for the bait though, didn't I? Fabled temple full of treasures, my ass.
I've wiped most of the grubs from the western caverns.
Yes, right. It's safe to make for the rivers then. Or as safe as it's likely to get. I'll head downward now.
With a wince, he hefts his pack from the ground.
Mayhaps we'll meet again in the darkness?
He tosses you a concerned glance over his shoulder.
Take heed if you've plans to trudge deeper north. I only glimpsed it once, but whatever nightmare lurks near the falls of the pit, it's incredibly massive, and surely just as mean.
Then he's gone, easing cautiously into the darkness. Here's what I want to know. Can I rest just one character? And have the other characters not rest, and thus not lose their current buffs? I guess we can try. What if we want... No rest for you people. What if we just want you to rest, Aloth? Have some kith meat. Delicious, delicious kith meat. Have some pork. Yeah, I don't like that. Aloth will be fine. We're actually leaving here in a second anyway. Plus, they said they'd only leave the cage down here for half a day for us. Which means if I rest down here now, we're not going to be able to go back up the way we came in. And then I'll have to go through God knows how many other maps. I only came down here to check on that Riparu guy, who unfortunately is already dead. So now I want to go back up and tell his wife. Dude, that curse is horrendous. Since it stacks every time you get hit. Because for a dare to go from 14 resolve, which is plus 4 deflection, to 1 resolve, that's a pretty huge deflection debuff, essentially. I fucking hate those cursing killer things.
The gullet is no place to wander. Watch yourself for rowdies and pirates.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fucking everywhere. Well, we do have a couple of these things. These make your party immune to a specific type of sigil for I don't know how long. So those will be really useful, actually. First time we've actually drank a potion. So now we'll go to Biha's home and tell her that unfortunately we found Bataro and he's dead.
My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
I found Bataro in the old city. He's dead.
Of course. I only hoped.
She looks away. She breaks off, shaking her head.
It is no matter. Thank you for telling me.
I'll go speak to the captain now. Farewell. So now we're gonna go back to the hole so we can talk to Captain Seduzo. See if we can seduce Captain Seduzo into doing what we want. Loading screens aren't as atrocious as they used to be in this. I mean, as they used to be in previous Obsidian games, but they're still just long enough to be obnoxious. I guess they'd probably be pretty good if I had a solid state drive. Seduzo!
What is your business with me?
Did you cross paths with a man named Botaro?
The one who threatened me. I shall not soon forget him.
She stiffens. She raises her cup for another sip, scowling into the liquor.
These Huana learn too many pretty words from the Valians. You cannot trust what they say.
It's best when people say exactly what they mean.
If only everyone did so.
She raises her cup to you.
But you asked about... what was his name? Botaro? This fellow wanted passage on my ship. As if I were the village ferryman.
She tosses back the rest of her drink a little too quickly.
I told him there was none to be had. Certainly not at his price.
She upends her empty cup. Then what? She refills her cup and sets the bottle down hard. You notice again that her hand is shaking.
He told me he had coin. Lots of it. I did not believe him. How could a man who lives in a garbage heap have enough money for passage?
She shakes her head.
So you assumed the worst and threw him to the wolves?
No, you presumptuous Adiran. I assumed nothing until I saw the swollenette.
A swollenette?
A marked coin. A token of allegiance. The Principe carry them.
Yeah, he got it from Dario.
I knew then that I was dealing with a pirate. I had heard they were influential in the Gullet, but I did not realize how much so.
She scowls and shudders.
I called for the guards, and they dragged him away. That is the last I saw of him.
Okay, so that's how come he got arrested and thrown down in the pit. Because he showed the marked coin, indicating his allegiance to the crime lord. Well, that was dumb of him. Bia and the children still need passage out of the city.
There's nothing I can do. The passenger quarters have been reserved by a dwarf named Orin.
Right. He's upstairs. We've met him. He's the OCD guy. She picks a stray thread from her smooth, crisp jacket.
Why do you bring this to me?
Tell me about Orin.
He and his people are gold-packed knights. Orin is... particular.
She looks at her crew and they nod in agreement.
Perhaps that is good. He just finished a contract to guard the Valian Luminous Mill. I hear Animancers are also particular. He's upstairs. Just do not interrupt him if he's arranging things.
She and her crew exchange another quick glance.
There's nothing I can do. Why do you bring this to me?
Seduzo Nui, they have little here. Think of how they could benefit from Rawatayan culture.
That must be the first time I've ever heard civil speech in the Gullet.
She nods at your use of the respectful suffix.
Very well. I could take 3 more in the hold, and no more. Orin and his crew have reserved the berths.
The children are small. Surely you can take more.
I will already have to abandon crates of cargo to make room for these 3. Plus, the food and water they require.
Very well.
Send them to me. The sooner we leave, the better.
She shifts in her chair, looking around the tavern as if she expects someone to jump out at her. I want to find enough room for Bia and all the children.
And I told you there is none. The 3 I agreed to take will barely fit in the hold as it is.
Her hand tightens around her cup. Alright. We're gonna go get this Orin to give up his spot. He can't get on the ship if he's dead! Oren and his company of Goldpack Knights have booked all of the berths on Captain Seduto's ship. They're staying in an upper room at the tavern. Perhaps I could talk to them. Wait, how do I... over here. Just in case this turns into a fight.
What do you require?
I hear you've bought passage on Captain Seduzo's ship.
Indeed. The good captain has 4 adequate berths, all equally sized, all facing the same direction, and she's promised to leave promptly. A most agreeable arrangement.
He sips his wine. What would it take for you to siege your spots on Seduzo's ship?
Out of the question. We're due in Tekoa for another contract, and the client has already paid the advance.
He sips from his cup and immediately runs a folded handkerchief around the rim.
And we have already paid Seduzo. I couldn't possibly take back the same coins I have already spent.
He shivers with dread.
Dundary. These gold-packed knights have a love of obligation that matches my love of country.
Plundery, a Valian phrase meaning nonsense, often used in reference to a silly or foolish idea. Hashtag Valian Tondery. I'm booking passage for a family, but Seduzo only has room for 3 of them, so they'll be split. His hand jerks so violently that he splashes a few drops of wine on the table. He mops them up, a rigid and pained expression on his face. And you'll be stuck with half of them for the whole journey. Won't that be odd?
That will not do. That will not do at all.
He's still dabbing at the spilled wine, but something brittle has crept into his frown. His companions shuffle nervously. At last, Oren pushes back from the table and looks up at them.
To Queen's Berth, quickly. We must find a more suitable ship.
The Goldpack Knights file out together. They've just got to be like, oh my god, this fucking guy. Goodbye, crazy dwarf. I've arranged for passage on Captain Seduzo's ship. Thea must prepare the children for their impending departure. Your dialogue options don't include the ship at all. That's interesting. That's strange.
What is your business with me?
Oren won't be traveling with you anymore. She eyes you suspiciously. The soldier with her shrugs.
That is convenient for you. But never mind. If there's trouble, I'm staying out of it. The berths are paid for. You can send your friends as long as you promise not to make trouble for me.
She glances from side to side, checking to make sure no one is listening.
Just do it soon. I don't want any mess you've made to spill onto my decks.
She looks at her crew and makes a twirling motion with her finger. Farewell. Captain Seduzo agreed to take Bia and all the children to Rawatai. Oh, because you haven't met Dario yet? Maybe. Two sickly Huana infants lie swaddled under rags.
My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
Did you know Bataro was working for criminals?
Of course not. He worked on the docks, I'm sure of it.
Her face flushes with shock. I'm a watcher. I read the memory in his soul. She blinks at you in disbelief, her mouth half open.
For what do you torment me? He was a good man.
As you say.
The Overseer looks for a reason to toss us below too. Such talk will bring him to our doorstep.
She shudders. I spoke with Captain Seduzo about passage out of Nekataka.
What say, then?
Bia listens with cautious hope. The children look on with wide, round eyes. She's agreed to take you all. She is momentarily speechless. Her eyes fill with tears. She drops the reeds as she brushes them away.
Her watcher sure is something else, ain't she? Darnation, you're gonna make me cry myself.
May Amira's winds ever blow sweet for you. We will pray always for you in this life and in each to come.
She picks up the two infants and hurries the others out the door. Did they leave any valuables behind? No, they didn't have any valuables. They're dirt poor. That one's done. I secured passage for Bia and all of the children. They're on their way to Rawatai and, hopefully, a better future. That's good. Royal Deadfire Company not thrilled with me, but the Gullet likes me. The Delvers Row Criminals like me. So does Nekataka. Raelian Trading Company and Port Maje, big fans. That quest where you negotiate the agreement between the two families was really cool. Because it could have gone a lot of different ways, and the way that it went was really awesome. If you tell her that only 3 can go, she leaves the 2 older kids behind. You only get half that XP, and one of your companions basically calls you a piece of shit. Wow. That sucks. I don't know what else we're doing here. Crude Luminous Adra. I'm trying to find a way to get these Crude Luminous Adra crates without having to steal them or pirate for them. We can do this quest. The Cornet's Call. I mean, especially since we've literally already got the second Cornet, so... we should go to the Temple of Gon and help Shodi, though, before things get worse for her. I don't want this to be like an Elodie situation where, oh, you waited too long to cleanse Shodi and now she went fucking mad and turned into an undead monstrosity. Or something, you know? Plus, if I go to the Temple of Gon, I can also talk to Sewen about the food thing, which is a quest for this area, so... Oh, and I need to go to Delver's Row, which I can go to on the way to meet up with Gwenfin for the Cornet's Call. So what I think I'll do... I've got multiple places I kind of want to go here. So what I think I'll do... I really want to get rid of that curse, though. And Aloth's 2 injuries. But I want to keep my buffs. So first thing we'll do is go to the Wild Mare to redo our buffs and get rid of the curses and injuries. I've got enough money to buy that new ship now too. So before I leave the city again for my next venture out of the city, I think I'm gonna buy that other ship. That way we can back that aft up on people. Alright, Gintel. Hopefully this gets rid of all the bad things.
Now, what can I do for you? You see anything you...
I'll take the private dance room. Hey, I've got a little discount now because I guess I helped somebody with something. 5% discount here. The gills on the underside of this unassuming mushroom are brittle and sharp enough to cut. Foreigners should handle with care. I'm gonna sell Bardato's Luxury, even though it's really nice. Dumb foreigners can't handle our manly fungi. It's a luxury you can't afford. Alright, so we've We've all got Private Dance. He's no longer injured. And he's no longer cursed. Good. But now I have to go upstairs and get my other buff from Annalise. I think that's her name. Get some poetry.
Have you come to hear some verse? Do you know Skilba?
Yes, I know Skilba quite well now.
The wind,
he read me this poem like 15 times. Well, 3 times now.
A pleasant diversion, yes? Visit me anytime, my friend.
Okay, why don't we be stuck in this room? That'd be good. I think we're gonna go to the Temple of Gone now. I have not yet been to that zone. Well, it lets me fast travel there on the map, so maybe I did pop up through that zone for just a second at one point. I don't remember going there though. No, I haven't solved the gullet food crisis yet. I'm about to go talk to the person at the Temple of Gone about it. I might be able to get Dario to help with it if I finish his quest. But I think I'm gonna,
What do you reckon you did to earn Helia's chime? Cause it sure wasn't from potential for this life.
None of us did anything to deserve a chime. Do not be naive. It is hardly a gift.
Shorty and Palagina, not friends. We're going to the Sacred Stair now. Which, as I said, I haven't visited before, but apparently I have, because it lets me fast travel there. I don't remember ever visiting the Sacred Stair before. Yeah, see, I've never been here before.
Hey, Shodi. Those dreams of yours, they still getting to you?
I can deal with the dreams, for better or worse. What makes me sweat is the not knowing. What happens when I stand face to face with my god, and he reveals what he intends for me? What if it's not as I thought?
Could I have a moment of your time?
Damn it, I'm in the middle of listening to another conversation right now, Pallegina. Of course.
I know someone who works in this tower. An animancer named Joccolo. I'd like to see him if we could.
Wanting a god not tending to your social schedule. I don't see why not.
Agrasim. It should not take long. I have not seen him in many years, and I wanted to thank him.
Is this a glimmer of sentiment from our Iron Paladin? What, I wonder, could this fellow have done to merit it?
He looks at Pallegina surprised, but pleasantly so.
When I was a girl, he visited me in the academy. He was studying godlike. Studying what was in our souls that made us different from other Keith. He found something in me. Something that resonated like a chime when he held an instrument near me. He said it was like this for all godlike. Different chimes resonating for different types.
Oh, look at me with all my metaphysics. Ah, he must have built upon the work of Toth Bale. Seriously, how the fuck do you pronounce this? I think this is pronounced J, actually. If I recall that book that I read about like in Gwithan language. Toth Balage. Please continue. Pallegina's head shifts back as she looks at you and nods.
Indeed. He told me he was heavily influenced by Tooth's work. I'm impressed, Watcher. In any case, he told me it was what was causing my body to change. I begged him to remove it. He refused at first, saying it was impossible. When I told him I would kill myself if he didn't, he said he would try.
No one should ever be driven to that. Least of all a little girl.
For once, Shodi looks contrite. Rubbing at the back of her neck, she frowns.
I don't expect you to understand, but I was 12. My body was changing in many ways. Being the only girl, the only godlike girl at the academy, was unbearable.
You don't have to justify anything to me, Pallegina.
Agrasima.
He smiles warmly at you.
Joccolo was not able to remove the chime, but he was able to sever it. When it happened, I blacked out. I did not wake for 2 weeks. The Brotherhood ejected him from the academy for ruining their pet godlike. They assumed I would die. I did not. Over time, I lost most of my feathers. The shape of my nose changed. It was not enough to make me fully Galbandra, but it was enough to keep me from wanting to die.
Okay, so that's why she doesn't look very godlike. She just has a few feathers, and other than that, she looks human.
When I looked in a mirror, what I saw was not a godlike. Not something to be paraded around. It was me. Finally, me.
I can try to be seductive toward Pallegina. I gotta go with my metaphysics knowledge, though. So, the severing of the chime during puberty caused your godlike nature to be sublimated by your essentially kith soul. She flexes her jaw and exhales through her nose forcefully.
Yes, technically. The point is that it changed me. It saved me. This is important to me. Without Joccolo's help, I would be dead now. If we can speak to him inside the tower, I would be grateful.
We just got Pallegina's quest.
Yeah, I've had thoughts like that for a long time. Except now I'm worried about what he intends for the world.
Whatever it might be, at least we'll face it together.
Pallegina wants me to help her find an animancer from her past named Joccolo. She believes that Jackalow is working with animancers at the Spire of the Soul Seers in the Sacred Stair. I should ask around to see what they know of Jackalow. $21,000. Pretty good.
Hey, look who it is. I want the destruction to stop. I want him to finish what he's doing and then go in peace. Only I don't see it playing out that...
Is there something you wanted to talk about? You only have to ask.
Watcher, tell me what's on your mind. They're there in my... And sometimes I can taste them. Yeah, it's
Says
best.
the same thing.
Yes?
Doesn't look like there's anything new to discuss with him. I tried to click on my own character to talk to myself. I want to have a conversation with myself. It'd be like real life. Alright, so this is this. Ooh, this place is cool. Spire of the Soul Seers. Obviously a Animancer type place. Temple of Berith. The Hanging Sepulchres. The road north. Temple of Mogren. The road south. And the Temple of Gon is way over there.
I shall.
Well, we're only going to one place here right now. Right about the last volunteer? Oh, don't. Just thinking about it turns my stomach. Animancer's doing fucking unethical ass evil shit again as usual in the name of their so-called science. We're not going to any of these other places right now.
No! Tangaloho will eat me!
I don't think Tangaloa
So you
will
defeated
eat
this
you.
ship-devouring beast all by yourself?
I'm telling you, you just have to aim for the eyes.
Good to know. This is cool. Where does the east exit go? Well, I guess it goes wherever I want it to go. Okay. Let's get some Ratiti roots while we're on our way through. Here's some river reed. Oh, it is the man from the palace. Some delicious ink harps. Here's the Temple of Gon. Doesn't look like much. It's just kind of tucked away in here. Kind of overgrown and stuff. Darek? Why is his name so familiar to me? I know why, because he was in the first game. But who was he in the first game? Was he somebody from the White March? need to do a spiritual cleansing, and we need to try to talk to Sewan, whose name also looks really familiar to me. This place is a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit rough looking.
Yeah?
Yeah, the Iron Flail. Oh, he's the captain of the mercenaries that we didn't kill, but we could have killed him. But we let him go. Ma'am. So we do know this guy.
So it is you. I could not think of a reason why your ghost should haunt the Deadfire, save to haunt me. And that smacks of arrogance.
You guess the caretakers of this place have all gone? Nice, Nox. Derek smiles crookedly at you, something which causes the soldier beside him to regard you with bemused curiosity.
Sister.
Adarek turns toward Shodi, bowing his head. Blushing, Shodi tries not to preen. The faint trace of a smile forms on Madera's lips. Aloth, however, gives you a pained look. Derek gestures, and the soldier turns away. He steps in closer towards you, as if to share a conspiratorial whisper, but you notice that he is looking elsewhere, behind you, around you.
Another collection of spirits? The rumor was that Cadnua was destroyed, and you with it. I was sorry to hear it.
I have no idea who you are. Derek, I thought you'd go back to Red Saris.
I did in time. Once I thought I'd summoned up the words to explain what happened in the White March. None of it made much sense to the Regency, but my men stood by me. If I was mad, so were they. When the priest spoke of Eothas' return, I volunteered to come, along with a few of my men. I think the Morning Council was content to have me out of the way. That's putting it all very simply. But then, I suspect few of us have simple reasons for coming to the Deadfire.
He regards you expectantly. Sorry, Derek, I lost your sword along with my castle. I'm sure it's in some shop somewhere since our fucking steward sold all my shit.
That sword was only meant to keep you alive through your ordeal. It's fulfilled its purpose.
What news of Red Saris?
Each missive from the Deadfire raises new tumult. Some believe our Lord restored, while others doubt. We've done penance for many long years. None of us know what forgiveness ought to look like.
It doesn't seem like Eothas has his mind on forgiveness these days.
Are you still fretting about your Watcher abilities? Derek's jaw tenses and he looks away, shifting uncomfortably.
I don't know. I came here on a pilgrimage of a kind. Nekataka is full of spirits. And the sea, where to begin?
Self-loathing is a blight on the soul, Adaric. Don't make your journey through hell darker than it has to be.
Alagina's feathers ruffle as she lets out a faint sigh. She hates all that piety shit.
You're right, of course, sister.
Derek stands up a little straighter as if scolded. He shifts uncomfortably, his gaunt face drawn.
You are a Watcher still, yet you are neither mad nor killed. It's good to see.
I found the man behind my awakening and put my past lives to rest.
The cure you sought, and which I was weak enough to doubt. See, there. Determination will win out every time. And now you are on to new challenges.
I'm tracking down Eothas.
Then you've received some sign. None of the priests here have.
He trails off, looking uncomfortable. You're so devoted to a jumped-up Ingwithan. Doesn't make any sense that I would say that as a priest, especially as a priest of Eothas. What do you want from Eothas, Adaric?
I would know if he has a plan for Red Saris.
Seem to remember he already had one. Just wasn't any good.
Yes, play the jealous child. All you knew of his plan was that you weren't part of it.
Eothas had something he wanted to get done, and he chose Red Saris to pay the price. Yet here you are, begging for more.
See, this is a really cool conversation. Now, if I would have chosen in the beginning when I set up my background, if I had chosen that I killed this guy, we wouldn't have any of this conversation.
Say what you want about dear Woodens, but at least they got a will of their own.
Like, when I was letting people live and stuff in the first game, it never occurred to me at all that, oh, this character might be in the fucking sequel, the next game, if I don't kill him here. You know what I mean? Like, that idea never even really... You never thought about it. So now I have to think about it in this game. Do not kill anyone, because they could be in the next game. There's no sense picking over old wounds.
You're right. That was uncalled for. I apologize.
Adaric takes a step back, red-faced.
Each missive from...
It doesn't seem like Eothas has his mind on forgiveness these days.
See you around,
Take
Adaric.
care, and may the shining god light your way. I've never seen a temple like this. The Morning Council wouldn't approve, but it is beautiful. Take care.
It's a very interesting looking temple. I don't think I'm going to take anything from the Temple of Gon. That seems wildly inappropriate.
It's you.
Wharton's here too? The fuck is this? The hangout club for people that were in the first game? Yeah, I actually made a second character. Named Ramaksha. And I just played the very, very, very beginning of the game. But I picked that for him. I made a Maua barbarian rogue, and I picked the fucked everything up worst background possible for him. And you know what? Adair's not in the game. Normally you wake up in the beginning, Adair's there, and then he's with you on the beach and everything. There's just straight up is no Adair if you pick that background. You're just by yourself instead. Taking a break from Pillars to watch some Pillars. Sounds perfect. That's what I was doing with God of War. What's up, Serp? How you doing? Temple of Recaps.
Here's where I do the ritual. Right there under the statue of God.
Yeah, no extra person to fill the void. Plus, Bareth is really mad at you when you talk to her in the beginning. Offerings of fruits, bread, and even wine have been set here for the temple. She's gotta be from the first game, too. That name seems way too familiar to me. This temple's actually pretty cool. Yeah, there's Wharton. Another guy that we could have killed. We're gonna read this dream journal, though. The writing on this tattered scrap of paper looks like it was penned by someone still half asleep. Have you ever had a dream so real that you wanted Eothas so badly that you could do anything? A line is drawn through the writing, below which its author has scrawled, "No more cheese before bed." There's a big old statue of Gon, I guess. Let's talk to Wyrton. This is the guy that basically got all the old worshippers of Eothas in the temple in Gilded Vale killed, even though he was trying to help them, but it went horribly wrong. And then he was trying to make amends for it somehow.
I can't believe it. Is that really you?
Solid meals and decent sleep have filled Wyrton's lean frame out somewhat, but the man retains a fox-like aspect around the face. He greets you with an indecisive smile, unsure of whether to be nervous or pleased.
And Adair, you made it out of Gilded Vale for good then. I'm glad.
A lot more might have made it out if you hadn't left him for dead.
Oh, Adair still does not like this guy. Adair's fists clench and unclench several times.
I haven't forgotten. It's why I'm here, Adair.
Wyrton doesn't meet Adair's eyes. It takes visible effort for him to meet yours. Wyrton, what are you doing here?
I kept to my word. I started trying to help around town like you told me. When the Hollowborn curse ended, it was like... You can't imagine what that meant to everyone. We had some good years. Then word came through that the Dawn Stars were coming out here. That the Shattered God was back to being the Shining God. Blazes, I tossed and turned about it. I figured there couldn't be a clearer sign. So now I'm doing what I can, handing out food mostly, or delivering supplies. Familiar work, I guess. Took some getting used to, working shoulder to shoulder with Raid Sarens, but it's not so hard as you'd think. Feels like I'm on the right path, toward a little piece of redemption, maybe?
Eothas will show us the way, Wyrton. Have faith.
The sun rises however long the night. I remember. It's been good to see you, Watcher. Shining God, light your way.
Yeah, I went sailing around a bunch. Yeah.
Good luck out there.
I've been to a bunch of little islands and stuff. I mean, I haven't even come close to exploring the whole world map, but I've sailed around some. Not gonna take stuff out of there, even though it appears it's not stealing. Oh no, I didn't do everything the city could offer me. I did some stuff in Neketaka, then I went out and did some stuff out on the islands. Then I'm gonna do the same thing here. Right now I'm just kind of like finishing some quests from the Gullet, and then I'll go back out and do some more island stuff.
Good luck out there.
Hungry? Come on up. Don't be shy.
Actually, I'd like to make a donation.
The Shining God will bless you for it, ma'am. That coin will help those in need. Blessing of Eothas upon you.
Honestly, I would give more than that if I could. I mean, I'm a fucking priest of Eothas, and I'm sitting on 21,000 coins. I'd easily donate 1,000 right now if they'd let me, but, you know, whatever. Go on, bring our enemies to justice. Nordegand, is that somebody from the first game? I don't know if he is or not. Shining God, I pray you light the path to redemption. Nordegand. Sounds a little bit familiar. Come on, we are your faithful servants.
Here for a meal? Just get in line, dear. Ain't no trick to it.
No, I don't think she's from the first game.
Hey, there's a lady I'm looking for. Came from Deerwood.
Adair waves a hand in the old woman's face, as though expecting cataracts she does not appear to have.
Short, got a bad temper. It goes by a lava Mazzy. Heard of her?
I know an Alava, but that ain't a surname.
Yeah, I made Shodi a single-class priest. I made Adair a single-class fighter. I made Aloth a single-class wizard. I made Pelaginia a multi-class priest, paladin chanter. And my character is a multi-classed Cipher priest of Eothas.
No?
Adair's jaw shifts sideways to gnaw on his pipe stem.
Not real warm, that one. Stop by unannounced, you get a pistol up your nose when she answers the door.
Hamburglar option. I imagine settlers have to keep their guard up out here. Monk Cipher sounds really good.
Yeah, that's her. So, she's living with her, husband, then?
Not that I noticed.
Adair exhales a surprising amount of air. Oh, Adair, this is somebody that he loved, or still does.
Huh. Must be laying low.
Just that boy of hers.
Adair's body goes perfectly still. It seems to waver in the breeze. I wonder if Adair's the dad.
She's got a son? How old would you say? Like a little boy?
Groaning, Shodi pulls her hair forward over her face as if she can hide from the moment.
I'd be happy to help you with the math.
Ah, he's having fun. Oh, this is an awkward moment. Something the matter?
Nah, just curious.
Oh, Adair's got a kid. Adair's grip on his pipe has caused the color to drain from his knuckles.
Oh, I couldn't say. It's been years. He must be a young man by now.
Wow, that's something. Well, thanks for your help.
Don't you want to know where to find her?
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
She's in Hasongo, last I heard. Got a little plot of land out there.
Okay, that's where I have to go for the main quest, so...
I guess we'll look that way then. Much obliged.
The Dawnstar we met seemed to think Elafa had settled on Hasongo with her son. Possibly Adair's son.
Hey.
Adair, you want to talk about this? Guess not. What's up, son? How you doing? Welcome, son Gniff. My friend, how are you? Are things going well for you?
Indeed.
May Eothas' light shine upon you.
I feel like Samhain was definitely in the first game. Though weathered and aged, this tree is dotted with buds and nascent branches, indicating new growth. Oh, another cat. We add to our massive collection of pets. Frau Nils. You get accuracy with melee attacks and max health. That's pretty nice. It's pretty nice, but I gotta keep my skill bonuses. And my will bonuses. Skills and wills. Is that bird lady wielding a large fork? What's up, Asko? How you doing? She is wielding, basically, yeah, like a branch. Lance of the Midwood Stag. It's like a kind of a druid. It's considered a pike. But it's kind of like, you know, like a druidic type of thing. Doesn't really fit her character from a thematic standpoint, but it's a good weapon for her. So, that's what she's using. Like, when she becomes bloodied, her skin becomes wood. So yeah, it's a weird weapon for her, but it's the best thing we've found. You were having a shit day with the flu and stuff. Decided it was time for some... Okay, right. Right. Why wouldn't you? Kind of like a pitchfork, yeah. Shining God, I pray you light the path to redemption. God, we are your faithful servants. Grant me a sign. God, bring our enemies to justice. Offerings of fruits, bread, and even wine have been set here for the temple. Oh, look, this place looks really cool when you look at the whole place at once. And so far we've met at least 2 people that we knew from the first game. Possibly saw one as well. I don't think it's the gallows tree from the first game, no. Although it does look very similar, doesn't it? The name of the cat confused you. What's up, Schiff? How you doing? Frau Nils? Why does the name confuse you? Doesn't Frau in German mean like Mrs. or something? Or like Madam or something like that? Oh, Nils is a male name? As you approach, a wood elf straightens over an altar to Gon. Her robes mark her as a high priestess. She arches and cracks her back loudly, a satisfied grin spreading across her face soon after.
Jody, I do hope you are not getting into trouble now.
Who, me? No, I wouldn't dream of it.
Dare gives a nod and a wink. Aloth massages his temples, shaking his head. She smiles at the sight of a stranger. Okay, so we don't know her from the first game. You're the high priestess of this temple.
Do swine stink like shit?
Wow. She hits you with a toothy smile, eyes glittering with amusement.
It's always a pleasure to see a fellow Eothasian. What can I do for you?
You must be getting a lot of people in here these days.
Oh, yes. People are afraid, angry. Change can be frightening. But what did any of us come here for, if not a new beginning?
Your devotees have gone. What about Eothas' other manifestations?
Gon's the only one that matters.
Shodi scoffs. Aloth rolls his eyes. Samhain shuts her eyes, exhales sharply, and then opens them again to regard you with a patient smile.
The Shining God's got many faces, but they're all his to wear. Divine King Widewind, he saw the dawn stars, telling him of things to come. But it's gone with sickle and lantern that's come to the Deadfire.
But the giant statue's not carrying a sickle and lantern around.
Our God's returned, and he's gonna bring balance to the world. He's gonna right all the wrongs we have suffered. Gon will bring a new beginning for all of us when that hour comes.
So what you're saying is he was gone, but now he's back? How can he still even be gone if he's back? Gon is no longer gone. He's just not himself these days. Doesn't this place get a little damp?
No more than anywhere else. No sense fighting it. The water sustains our faith, surely as it does these trees.
She winks. Yes, they did mention Gone in the first game. A little bit. But Gone was not very important in the first game. Fire made a Nox joke. Ah, so then you were saying Nox. I didn't realize you streamed because... Right, I was pulling a Nox. Pitley said you may be able to help with the food shortage in the gullet.
If Petley sent you, then you've got my ear. But I won't promise what I can't fulfill. We tried. Shipped some shares for charity. God, it's nearly 2 years back. Had the means to do some real good. But the guards wouldn't have it. Sent it all to the palace to be shared out, proper-like. Never did see it again.
And what if I could ensure it would reach the Riparu?
Well, sure. I'd be beside myself for a chance to help the Riparu, but... And I mean no offense. I don't know you, stranger.
I'm a priest of Eothas, for fuck's sake.
Some folk don't think twice about taking advantage of us faithful. Maybe you're one of them, and I'd be none the wiser.
You need a show of good faith? Did my character just make a Nox joke?
An offering to Eothas could really help our efforts to restore the temple, if you know what I mean.
500 copper plus priest of Eothas. Of course.
Much obliged for your generosity, friend.
She smiles radiantly.
Of course. We'd be glad to lend a hand. But how'll you see our shares reach the Riparu this time? What makes you think it'll work now when it didn't then?
I work to gain an audience with the Queen and petition her to allow your charity.
Alright. You wind up in the good graces of the Kahanga Royals, you get them to see the light, and I'll get you our food.
No problem. Samhain at the Temple of Gone will supply food to the Riparu so long as she has a means to disperse the rations throughout the gullet. Petley explained that her high priestess... No, we've already... So all I need to do is go back to the prince. Because I've already completed a quest for the prince, actually. Where is it? Well, one of these... Trade secrets. So I can go back to the prince and he's already going to be happy. He's already going to be happy with me because I've gotten the information he wanted. So then I can probably convince him. Especially since with party assist my diplomacy is like 12 or some shit. Oh, she doesn't actually take the money and the convo just goes in circles? Really, scum save. I wonder if it makes that big of a difference that I'm a priest of Eothas, because that was part of the other option. I mean, it should make a big difference that I'm a priest of Eothas. With a 3 constitution, rolling deep with a 3 con, I give a fuck about health. And a 4 dexterity, I give a fuck about action speed. My character is built so badly. First of all, priest and cipher, terrible combination. There's no reason you should ever combine a priest and a cipher. Second of all, my stats, a fucking mess. But it's all for role-playing. Role-playing, I say.
It is the light that has led you here.
She nods. Alright, let's do the ritual now for Shodi. It's great how the 4 is in green since it's being buffed by racial bonuses. Wait, that's in green? Looks exactly like the same color to me. Maybe I'm just blind. What if I want to roleplay as a min-maxed murder machine? Then you should definitely do that. You should definitely do that. Doesn't surprise me that I'm just blind. Does that actually look green to you guys? The number 4 right there? Because it looks exactly the same color as the 3 and the 22 to me. Maybe I'm colorblind. The 4, 22, and 19 are green? Really? Hold on, let me lean like super close to my monitor. Ah, you could be right actually. Now that I look at it really up close, it does look like a different color. Yeah, it does look a little bit greenish compared to the 15, the 3, and the 18. You're right. Man, I sure the fuck couldn't see that from back at the distance I usually sit from the screen. Because those are buffed by, like, racial bonuses or... Well, they're buffed by something. They're all buffed by something. Whereas the 18, the 3, and the 15 are all just base. That's 7 metaphysics, 7 insight, and 7 diplomacy. And 9 mechanics. Those are the only skills I care about from my main character. So I've been trying to buff them up as much as possible. Thank goodness that dex got up to 4. Yeah, that's helping me out a lot. Rubbing the back of her neck, self-consciously, Shodi casts her gaze to the side.
Nothing like a homecoming to make a girl remember her roots, even if they are dried up and half dead.
She sighs, nudging a bit of mud from her boots before she lifts her face to settle you with her big, dark brown eyes. Don't know why Adair is glowering. I guess because she's sort of implying that there's something wrong with her faith.
Sometimes I wonder if my brethren don't think I got black ichor running in my veins.
Quest updated. Well, I mean, how much of a spoiler is it? If it's something like, hey, did you get to the part where Aloth dies yet? See, that would be a big spoiler. They just don't know your value.
Why are you so fond of me, Watcher?
She shakes her head hard. I just got an achievement. Steadfast ally. I must have gotten her to a certain, like, loyalty rank or something. Luke is actually your father. Also, Dumbledore kills Snape. No, I hadn't yet seen those. Soylent Green is made of people. No, why? Why the spoilers? She shakes her head hard.
Makes me think untoward things. Gives me notions I don't need to be getting.
Wait, untoward things? That sounds scandalous.
I can't risk straying when I got a duty to gone.
Aloth tenses his fingers and smiles. Speaking of gone...
Yeah?
She cants her head to the side.
Lay it on me.
Why are you gathering souls into your lantern?
I was born to reap souls and lead them to the light. Now with Eothas dead, and these dire visions, I think I need to shield them from a hell gone dark. But the more I gather, the more my mind turns to tatters.
The Beyond hasn't gone dark. It's well lit with living Audra.
Not yet, no. But soon.
Subconsciously, she clutches tighter the hilt of her sickle.
Gone has shown me the common end.
What if he didn't collect souls anymore?
That ain't gonna happen.
Grinding her teeth, she shoots you an incredulous expression.
You'd ask me to turn my back on my god?
No, not what I meant. Remind me again how you see the difference between Gon and Eothas.
Eothas is dead, and Gon is the death before life.
Alagina is so sick of this piety shit.
He's the ripeness before the fall.
She raises her sickle, turning the blade to catch the light of her lantern as if in demonstration. But we know Eothas isn't dead.
That lumbering hunk of Audra might claim to be Eothas, but that doesn't matter a whit.
She shrugs. Actually, it never claimed to be anything. I don't know why we all think it's Eothas in the first place. That was never made clear to me. Statue gets up and starts walking around, and we're like, welp, it's Eothas. I mean, the statue didn't turn around and be like, behold, I am Eothas. Okay, bye now. Oh, shit. Game just crashed again, I think. Come on with this. Text